Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'm going to be doing a solo strategy guide on Sepulcher, the Legend Lost Sector. I'll be playing as my hunter. Let's get into it. So, this lost sector is found on Savathun's throne world. It's located in the middle of the fluorescent canal. If you're at least 1500 light, have completed the normal version at least once, and today is the featured day, it'll show up on your map as a waypoint, and then you can hop on your Sparrow and drive over there. I'll put a link in the description that shows the rotation of the featured lost sectors. So it looks like the champions are Barrier and Unstoppable, and it's Solar Burn, so I'll give a few options for a weapon loadout. If you have access to the 30th anniversary pack, Galahorn is a monster. Tiku's Divination is a solar bow that also is good against Barrier champions. Skyburner's Oath pairs well with the anti-barrier scout rifle mod. If you have access to the Shadowkeep DLC, Ariana's Vow is an amazing solar hand cannon. Arbalist is a linear fusion rifle that's strong against barrier champions. It's unique because it goes in your primary weapon slot. Ias Luna is a top tier hand cannon, but you have to have access to the 30th anniversary DLC. It drops from the last boss in the dungeon. So just up the steps and over to the left here is the Lost Sector. If you haven't done this before, just go straight ahead into the tunnel and then head down some stairs, a couple flights of stairs, and then you'll get to the main area. Complete it once on normal, and then you'll have access to this legend. So I'm going to do a little preparation, and I'll show my gear set that I'm running for this. I'll be running Nightstalker. It's definitely my favorite class on the Hunter, especially with Void 3.0. I like Marksman's Dodge, that way I can reload, dodge, and go invisible. And then Vortex Grenade are definitely the most damaging grenades. I use Stylish Executioner, that way I can turn invisible, and then Vanishing Step, so when I dodge I also become invisible. Echo of Remnants, so my grenades last longer. Undermining, so my grenades weaken. Persistence, my invisibility lasts longer. And then Obscurity, I get invisible when I do a finisher. And then here I'm just showing that I'm using anti-barrier scout rifle and unstoppable hand cannon. You actually have 4 options to choose from this season. You have scout rifles and bows for the anti-barrier, and then hand cannon and pulse rifle for the unstoppables. So I'm using Servant Leader as my scout rifle from Gambit, Sunshot for my hand cannon because explosions, and then I don't have a solar rocket launcher. I do have Sleeper Simulant, but I want to use rockets, so I'm going to use a Royal Entry. Make sure you throw on some solar resist into your chest piece. And then I have a scout rifle reloader on my boots just because I'm lazy and don't want to reload. Double utility kickstart gets your class dodge back really quick. So there are only 2 arc shielded knights in this encounter, one at the very beginning and then one in the end room. Just chuck a grenade, it'll pull them all in, and then you can blow them up. In this next room, adds spawn in the back left and back right. There's a champion to the left and a wizard to the right. I usually slap the wizard with a rocket in the face and then jump up to cover. This wall protects you from the champion while you're dealing with all the adds in the room. So since it is solar burn, I'm going to take advantage of that and blow some stuff up. Another strategy you can do is you can spawn kill these enemies by throwing grenades at the doorway, and then the vortex grenade will take care of the adds as they come out. If you're a Titan, you could throw your barricade up here for protection, or Warlock your rift would work great as well. When the adds are all done, time to take care of the champion. This is why rockets are nice. You can slap a rocket on him, and then he'll go to put his barrier up, so switch to your scout rifle, pop the barrier again, it'll stun him, and then another rocket to kill him. And then you'll have a light-bearing wizard spawn in that does electric damage. You can either hit him with rockets or shoot him down with your primary. You can take cover behind this center pillar around the room. Just be careful, it'll super, and then it gets a little more dangerous. So kill him quick, or just take cover and you'll be fine. And then make sure to get them with the finisher so they don't respawn. I made sure to use the heavy ammo finder on my helmet and my feet. That way I can take advantage of using heavy bricks as much as possible. So if you're fast, you can catch this guy before he runs away. Normally, he tries to run down the hall from you, but if you run in here and throw a bunch of rockets at him, he'll die before he can run away. If he does take off, you got to chase him. He'll go down the stairs through the door to the left and then hide. And as soon as you come into this room, there'll be an unstoppable ogre, a regular ogre, light-bearing hive hunter. Go ahead and come over here to the left and tuck in this area. There's a little hallway. It's a pretty good spot to camp out until you can kill all the enemies. And I think I don't take my own advice and I kind of stay out in the open and I eat it pretty hard. I get both the ogres to eye blast me. So yeah, since this is just a legend difficulty, you have several respawns you can use, and you get more respawns if you kill the champions. And then you have 15 minutes to complete the encounter, so you got plenty of time. It normally takes me about 7 to 8 minutes, depending on if I get lucky with ammo bricks or how the enemies spawn in. If you have a clean line of sight, the best thing to do is to double rocket the ads. It gets rid of them quick. Like I said, if you had Gallahorn, I'm pretty sure a solar rocket launcher would one-shot the enemies down here. Also, this season has a class item called Lucent Finisher, where if you finish a champion with a finisher, you get heavy ammo. So you might want to take advantage of that. I think it's 6 energy to unlock. And you have to finish the Lucent Hive Bearer with a finisher, otherwise they respawn. Well, like I said, over here to the left is a pretty good spot. It provides a lot of cover from things, and then you can retreat to safety if need be. Just don't shoot yourself and blow yourself up with a rocket. One thing to look out for is when you are fighting the Hive Lightbearer, he will throw solar blades, and since it's solar burn, it will one-shot you. And then just go ahead, and I'm just cleaning up the rest of the ads. That way, everything has to be dead before you can progress to the next area. I do really like having the dodge, reload, invisibility, and then I have a Warm Husk crown on. It also bumps my health up. So it's kind of like an emergency panic button where I dodge, reload, and then go invisible, and then gain health. So I like to save my super for the boss in this next area. I also like to make sure I have a grenade as well. You'll run into the room and there'll be a bunch of thrall. If you throw your grenade in the middle of them, it'll all suck them all in, do damage to them, and you can jump and tether the boss. You can basically one-shot the boss with your super. The more difficult enemies are going to be your arc shielded knight, because we don't have anything to deal with arc, and then the champion in the back. So if you do run into some danger, you can pull back to the area you came from, and if you pull up far enough, they'll actually stop chasing you. I guess I could have put on arc rockets, but my void rocket's actually more powerful with direct hits and cluster bombs. I suppose if you had a sword, that would also work pretty well. I just like to keep my distance in more difficult content, less likely to die if stuff's not slapping you in the face. And then here I'm just cleaning up some ads, and then I'm gonna try to get rid of that knight and then work on the champion. So one thing that's interesting is I haven't actually purchased any of the Witch Queen content, but I still have access to some of the stuff, like these Legend Lost sectors, for example. I can also do some of the missions and the strikes, as well as public events. Something else I forgot to mention was if you are going for the armor, make sure you throw on an armorer on your ghost. It's a mod that allows you to focus on a stat that you want on your armor. So it'll either increase your recovery, your intellect, your discipline. It drops with at least 10 and guaranteed, and then a likely chance to drop even higher. I want to have a build with really high recovery and high mobility, so I've been focusing on the recovery armor to get drops that way and then slotting in the mobility. Having the right build with the appropriate mods is what allows you to do this higher end content. I didn't realize that Ada 1 sells a lot of mods in the tower as well as Banshee. I'm still missing quite a few. This season, elemental wells are a big deal, especially with Void 3.0. It pairs really nice with Void weapons and the wells, creating lots of explosions and lots of synergies. Hey, check out this other video right here. There's links in the description to save some cash on electronics, so check that out. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If this was helpful, hit the like button. Thanks.